Financial Wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Because there's a difference. The media, even though I guess you can call us part of the media, and I know our guest here, Bob Keller, he's actually been had his own radio show himself, right, Bob, for quite a while.
About real estate.
About real estate.
I think a little TV show there once, too, that we talked about.
I did that for a number of years. I started off with our former mayor of 1994, George Pedersen. Unfortunately,
Right, George.
we recently lost George, but that's how I got my start on our local public access television with George Pedersen.
So how dare you? You're part of that evil media, too, just like us. But the reason I bring it up and I joke about it is because when you're part of a community and we have a obligation to you to actually tell you what's really happening, what the truth is, because the media, unfortunately, will spin things positively or negatively, a lot of times negatively, when it's not fact. It's just they build it up so for you to pay attention. And what I like is Gino and I dissect what's really happening in the markets. We watch trends, not reports, and we can share with you what's really happening. So you don't panic. I mean, there was a time when all of a sudden the real estate market was showing that the housing was slowing. So basically, the media jumped on it and said, we're going into another housing bubble, which could create one, basically just by panicking everybody. And we told you, no, the market is strong. We have a lot of pent-up demand. We have people still having babies. Don't panic. We actually don't have enough homes right now. So we can give you a good idea of what's really happening on a regular basis. Plus, we give you, great people like Bob Keller, multi-time mayor, councilman, big part of our community, gives up a lot of his time and effort, runs a real estate company himself, and in his spare time helps to make sure that our city stays as amazing as possible and as beautiful as possible, but not as beautiful lately, huh?
No. In a word, no.
Sorry, I had to tee you up.
Hey, we all have had to deal with this issue of the drought, and unlike any other time in my life, where I have seen on a state basis, but everybody recognizing here in Santa Clarita, we've got cutbacks. I will be the first to tell you, my yard does not look like it looked 4 or 5 years ago.
I just looked at mine as I was driving away going, I can't believe my lawn is basically one big brown spot.
That's
now.
It.
but you got to be responsible.
But I was reading an email this morning in my ongoing readings of letters from citizens and so forth, and the gentleman says, I moved out here because this is such a beautiful place, and it's not as beautiful now, and I'm very troubled about this as a taxpayer. And the gentleman has a good point.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's another even yet overriding issue, and that is the desperate situation with water. And ironically, when we talk about the drought, and when we look at it, and very appropriately so, this is one time I'm agreeing with them in Sacramento, okay? They have to deal with this thing on a statewide basis.
Mm-hmm.
However, ironically, because Castaic Lake Water Agency, our wholesaler, very responsibly over the years has banked water. And if you really look at the availability of water for the Santa Clarita Valley, we're doing just fine.
I'll tell you what, guys, and I don't want to say this too loud in case anybody's listening, but I get my water bill.
In case anyone's listening.
Yeah, I get my water bill, and
it hurts.
$23.
Oh.
What's wrong with these people? I have 4 buildings in the San Fernando Valley. It's $1,000 a month.
Yes.
So yes, they've been very responsible. They must have done a great job of banking water when they needed to. But you know what? I'd pay a little more if I had to. Be okay.
All right, we'll talk about more about cleaning up our city and stuff and making it more beautiful. This has been on the palette, I know, forever, to where I've heard about it almost since I was a kid. But we're finally getting close to the cleanup progress of Burmite, right?
Whittaker Burmite, that's it.
Wow, putting it to bed? Finally?
Well, we will never put Whittaker Burmite, that challenge, if you will, to bed. It took probably 60, 70 years for humans, but well-intended, unknowing, but to have caused the contamination that was created up on the Whittaker Burmite site. And for those of you that may not have a recall, it is basically that area that sits south of the old Saugus Speedway. It's 1,000 acres, 996 to be precise. And it was a munitions plant for about 50 years, going all the way up into about 1987 when it shut down, about the year we became a city. But they were dumping perchlorates and a variety of contaminants and, over there in that next valley over there and, set fire to it next week. Nobody's around. Who cares? Well, they didn't realize what they're doing. So subsequently, there's a number of physical sites. It is, in fact, the 1,000 acres has been divided up in what we call operational units, 1 through 6. And 1 has already been dealt with, 2 is well on its way, and the others are being compiled together. But it's taken probably a good dozen years to get the physical cleanup of the surface. And it will never be perfect, but it is acceptable. The overriding agency is the Department of Toxic Substance Control out of Sacramento, working closely with Whitaker Burmite, all the consultants and all the stakeholders. It would appear that we will probably put an end to the surface cleanup by sometime next year, 2016.
Wow.
That will enable us to go forward and hopefully find some means of some responsible development. Maybe it's more jobs, business parks, some open space. I'm sure there'll be a variety of good things. But probably one of the more important things is it's going to give us the ability to create some linkage with some important roadways. And certainly Via Princesa to Wiley Canyon is an example. That will be a key road.
That'd be gigantic, especially I'm on that side of the valley, and it takes there's no way around it. You have to go around
Once
somehow.
again, we're going to take a lot of traffic off of Soledad. It's going to even give the Cross Valley Connector a little relief, but it's going to be another major avenue. The reason I say that, hey, yes, next year we should have the physical cleanup of the surface. I said OUs 1 through 6, okay? There's a 7th operational unit. That's the water. That's the aquifer. That's OU 7. And we have systems in place now that can rid that water of contaminants, and the primary concern is perchlorates. They've been in place now. There's a pumping station that is operational over by the, not the Do It Center, there I go, forgetting the name of the place, shame on me, but off of Bouquet and Valencia.
Yeah. Kmart over there.
There's a system in place there to take out all the perchlorates. It's doing an excellent job. There is absolutely no fear. Our water is tested on an ongoing and regular basis, and I don't mean every 6 months. I mean every day.
So no Aaron Brockovich visiting.
No, when that water comes through your water tap, trust me on this one, it is good quality water. Having said that, though, that perchlorate will be down there for decades, and we will be having to cleanse that water for many decades. No question about it.
Yeah, I've seen it. All right, so we only got about a minute and a half left. What do you think of the real estate market? Is it still strong?
Yes.
You guys still staying busy, I'm sure?
Well, I like a fool, I watched the opening of the stock market yesterday and watched the thing go down to 1,000 points in about, 4.5 seconds?
Yeah.
It was about 4.5 minutes, but I got to tell you, sweet Lord. Having said that, I'll share something with you. I'm pretty excited about it. July of this year, last month, we've been in business for 15 years. We had the single most profitable month we have in the entire lifespan of Keller Davis Real Estate.
Nice.
I consider that a very good and healthy sign
Absolutely.
for our economy, for certainly Santa Clarita, but yes, it's...
Well, congratulations. Also a statement of what a great job you guys are doing there, too, to help your clients buy and sell homes.
Yeah, but everything's a team effort. We know that.
Absolutely. And you're great about that because that's what we love. Your team's like ours. It's all about team.
You bet.
How can they get a hold of you, Bob? If somebody wants to get a hold of you and your team, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You know, our office number is pretty simple. Obviously, 661 area code 299-5570. And you can access any of our 40 agents at that number, including myself, 299-5570.
What's your website?
And our website is kellerdavis.com.
All right. Well, thank you again, Bob. We never have enough time with you, so we thank you. I know you're a very busy man. We thank you for sharing what's happening in our valley and supporting all of us and backing us up and being such a great man.
Hope you'll have me back soon.
We will.
For
We'll make
sure.
sure we get rocking and rolling right away, buddy.
Thank you.
You have okay, everyone. Thank you for joining the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can find out more by going to donandgino.com. You receive a daily blog from us by texting NREC. That's NREC. To the number 58885. That's 58885. You'll get a nice little blog telling you what's really happening in the real estate and financial markets on a daily basis. Thank you for joining us. We'll be with you next Saturday. Have a great day and be good humans.